Hi, dear students. How are you? Wish you a good health and enjoyable times. And take care of yourselves and pay attention to your lessons. Now, let's start with Unit 9 Survival. Lesson 1, we have a story. Here we have 5 characters. Listen and read on the CD. And we have a question. Where is the treasure at the end of the story? You can write down this question and answer it and then text me a message. Let's see the answers. Okay, and then here we have true and false. So try to solve them and then I will ask you. Okay, this was on page 84. Let's go to page 85. We have vocabularies here. Let's read the words. Rope. What does rope mean? For example, we can use it for climbing up a mountain or something like that. We have water bottle for drinking. Pen knife. We have pen knife. We can use it for cutting things. And we have first aid kit. First aid kit, we can use it, for example, when you hurt yourself or a place on your skin will burn. So you can use first aid kit. We have whistle. Whistle, the captains can use the whistle for blowing and making sounds. Needle and thread. Needle and thread. We use needle and thread to make or fix clothes. Matches. Matches for lighting a fire. And we have the last one, fishing line. Fishing line is for what? For catching fish. Okay. Here down we have exercises. Fill the blanks with these words. Okay? Try to solve these. Down we have also homophones. What does that mean, homophones? Homophones are words that sound the same but have different spellings and meanings. What does that mean? Let's explain it. It means, for example, we have two words, they have the same pronunciations, but their spellings and meanings are different. Hope you get it well. For example, we have flower. The first one, noun, flour. It means, for example, for we can use it for baking cakes or bread, things like that. The second one, flower, a flower in a garden. We can that has a nice smell. Number 2, hear. The first one it means hearing a sound, but the second one here it means hear. Okay, buy. Buy, the first one it means buying things. The second one it means, for example, next to we can say I can go to school by a car. This is the first meaning, and the second one it means, for example, my house is by the sea. It means next to the sea. And we have seen, meet, and see. Okay, here down we have exercises. Try to listen to this again on the CD and solve these exercises. Okay, now let's go to page 86. 86, lesson 3, we have Professor and Chip. What has Professor invented? Let's read it. This is my new survival suit. It will keep me warm in the Arctic and cool in the desert. I'm feeling very cool. You are looking too cold, Professor. I don't think your survival suit is working. That suit is dangerous. If I hadn't been here, you would have become ice. Don't be silly, Chip. If he had been out, I would have turned it off myself. It just needs a little more work. Okay. Professor was making that sound uh, because of the coldness, because he feels cold. So, but he didn't appear that. Okay. Now let's go to the grammar. Okay. Here we have some examples. Let's write the rule and explain the examples. For example, here we have the rule subject plus had or hadn't plus past participle, comma, the second rule in the same sentence, also subject plus would plus have plus past participle. Okay, this is the rule of each sentence, and we can change the places. For example, we can say in the sentence at first this one and then continuing by this one. For example, of the first rule, if I hadn't been here, you would have became ice. It means if he hadn't been here, he would have become ice. This, I think, Chip. Yeah, Chip told Professor that if he hadn't been here, he would have become ice. It means Professor. The second one. The second one we have, let's change the places. For example, another example, they wouldn't have got lost they wouldn't have got lost if they had taken a map. Okay, see, this is the rule. We have an example. If I hadn't been here, you would have become ice. This is, we have if, subject, had or hadn't. So here we have hadn't, had not, been, past participle, and this is continue. The second rule, subject, here we have subject, would, have, and we have become, past participle. So this is an example about this rule. When we want to change the places, we have this example. They wouldn't have got lost. They, subject, would or wouldn't, here we have it, and have, and past participle, got lost. The second rule, if they had taken a map. They wouldn't have got lost if they had taken a map. Okay. Look, if the machine had worked, he would have been happy. Or we have, he would have been happy if the machine had worked. So we can write by the first rule, or we can change the places. And here we have exercises. Here two exercises. You can solve them and then I will ask you about them. Okay, let's go to page 87. 87, listen and read. What is the information for? Okay, here we have advice, rules, and what to bring. In advice, we have to use should for advising someone. And rules, we have to use must. For example, you have to do that and you have to do that. Okay, let's read advice. The first one, you should wear light clothes and strong boots. You should also wear a big hat as the sun is very hot in the jungle. Rules, you must stay with your guide at all times. Do not walk into the jungle on your own. So it is necessary, must. What to bring? You don't have to bring any food, but you have to bring a water bottle. Drinking water is very important when it is hot. So, these were about should, must, and don't have to. Okay, let's read the grammar and explain it. Okay, here we have modal verbs. We have some modal verbs. The first one, have to, don't have to. We use have to and don't have to talk about something that is necessary or unnecessary. For example, you don't have to bring any food, so here it's unnecessary to bring any food. But you have to bring a water bottle. Here it is necessary to bring a water with you. So, have to for necessary things, don't have to for unnecessary things. The second one, must, mustn't. We can use them for rules. For example, you must stay with your guide at all times. It is necessary and it is rule to stay with your guide. You mustn't pick up or touch any insects or animals. So, the rule says that you mustn't pick up or touch any insects or animals. Okay, now let's go to the third one, should or shouldn't. Or ought to, ought not to. We can use these for advice. Should, shouldn't, ought to, ought not to. The first one, you should wear light clothes and strong boots. You should wear light clothes and strong boots. So it's advising you that you should do that. Okay, the second one, you should not bring valuable possessions. You should not. You ought to bring a camera. You ought not to bring jewelry. Okay, we finished with these. The first one, have to, don't have to. They are necessary or unnecessary. Must, mustn't. We use them for rules. Should, shouldn't, or ought to, ought not to for advice. Okay, let's go to the exercises. Read and circle. Do them at home. Let's say it's a homework. Do it and then I will ask you. Okay, here we have speaking. We have some short sentences or words. Try to make full sentences by these. Okay. Let's go to page 88. 88, we have reading. Look at the text. What happened to Robinson Crusoe's ship? Then listen and read. Listen to the CD and then read it. Then down here, read again and write the answers. When you read this text, then after that, write the answers here. Okay, let's go to page 89. Find the words in the story. When you read the story, then you have to find these words and then do these exercises by filling the blanks with these words. Okay, when you do this from the beginning of unit 9 until we reach, for example, here at the end of the week, maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow, I will make a quiz of these pages. We have listening. Listen to this at home and leave this, or answer the questions by these sentences. Let's go to page 90. What is 90? We have writing. Okay, here we have writing. Look at the text. What is it about? It's about an advice text. So, for example, if you find yourself on a desert island, how do you survive? Here are some tips. For example, about drinking, eating, sleeping, keeping warm, and getting rescued. We have some tips to know what to do. Use bullet points to show each piece of advice clearly. For example, when you write a text about these things, you have to do these steps. Use bullet points to show each piece of advice clearly, like for example this. Use headings to make the information easy to find. This is heading. Use in order to and so that to explain why we need to do something. For example, make a fishing line so that you can catch them. Or make a fire in order to stay warm. Use imperatives to give instructions, like for example this. Keep sentences short and simple and avoid unnecessary adjectives. Okay, for example, like this one, simple and short. Here we have matching. Okay, do them like a homework. Here we have quiz. Number 1. You can use these to light a fire. What is the word? Write it down here. Number 2. How do they first hear Finn in the story? You have to read the story again and answer the question. Number 3. Choose the correct spelling, flour or flour. You use this to make bread. As before I said, which one of them we can use it for making bread? 4. Circle the correct answer. If I would got up earlier, I wouldn't had or have been late for school. Answer it. 5. Circle the correct answer. I wouldn't have been hungry if I would had or I did have breakfast this morning. Circle the correct word. You mustn't or you don't have to run at school. It's a rule. As I said before, which one of them is the rule? Number 7. Where does Robinson Crusoe find tools? You have to read this story about Robinson Crusoe and then answer this question. Okay. Very bad weather with wind and rain. What is the word? What do we call that? 8. Circle the correct answer. Take an umbrella so that or in case it rains. 10. Complete the sentence. Wear a hat dash keep warm. It's so easy. So try to solve these questions and the homeworks that I gave to you so that tomorrow, or no, on Thursday, I'm gonna make you a quiz, and let's see.